Welcome to Lesson 9, the Art Gallery. This week, the whole school is invited to do the same art lesson and go on the same art excursion. We're going to create a mini art gallery. First, we're going to visit an art gallery and appreciate the artwork. Then we're going to make our own mini art gallery. We're going to have an opinion on the artworks that we see at the museum, and then we're going to create a collection of mini artworks. We're going to create unity in our artwork and arrange the display, and then present the display by taking a photograph and sending it to me. First, we need to create the collection as the artist. Gather your ideas. Find your ideas from all the lessons we've done this term, or maybe you want to do it on the art exhibition that we're going to go to. Maybe you have a favourite book or film. You can draw your art, paint, collage, make a sculpture, show your digital artwork or something else like a sewing or a knitting. You're going to group your objects using Unity. If you find a common idea, your artworks will be linked. You could use the same material like crayon, the same frame like a circular or rectangular one, the same background. You could even use the same subject but just do it 3 different ways. Think about your colour and your size and your shape, linking your artwork. As the artist, we need to think about what are you going to make? What mini art pieces would you like to make? We're going to plan how we're going to make it. What things do we need? Then we're going to create 3 miniature works of art. If you're older, you might want to make more. Don't forget you can do this as a family, so you don't have to make all of them yourself. You can join with your brothers or sisters or grown-ups. You will be the curator, so that means that you're in charge of the museum. Find somewhere to display your work, somewhere at the bottom of a room, the corner of a house. You can create a space in a box or a doll's house. You can reimagine a space such as your driveway or even in your garden. Organise your art in a beautiful way. You can hang it or lean it up against something and find some toys to have a look. Then you need to take a photo. Andy Goldsworthy was the first artist that we looked at this term, so you could make an insect. Pablo Picasso was when we looked at secondary colours and we looked at warm and cool colours. When we looked at Peter Clarke, that was Pet Week. You could easily do a collage like that. In Lesson 5, we wrote our names, either as a reflection or in a foreign language. For Lesson 6, it was assessment week, and there were 9 different directed drawings that you could do quite easily for this lesson. Take week's a bit harder. I don't have a printer, so you might not be able to do this if you don't either. Last week we looked at Carl Krull and we looked at line. This would be easy to replicate as a small and tiny picture. Now we're going to look at the artist that will be the main feature of our art excursion. KAWS. KAWS is an American graffiti artist. Remember that sometimes graffiti has got permission to be done. People ask people to do graffiti on the sides of walls of shops and trucks. KAWS's real name is Brian Donnelly. He has been working out of New York City for a number of years and his graffiti work is outstanding. He was spotted and asked to go to Japan to make toys out of his artwork, and this is what's made him quite a lot of money. He's also worked for Nike and produced some Air Jordans, and he revamps cartoons like The Simpsons or Mickey Mouse or the Michelin Man or Smurfs, Snoopy and SpongeBob and SquarePants. You'll see these in the museum. His signature is that he gives X's as eyes always on all of his characters, and this can sometimes give them emotions that you wouldn't expect. We're going to have a look at some of the things that you can spot in the museums themselves that we're going to go to. You can have a look for some of the stand-up toys that he makes and some of the artwork that will be hanging in the gallery. Here is his most famous artwork called Companion. This character doesn't have a mouth or a nose, and yet it still looks like it has an emotion, which is actually really hard to do. Companion is meant to be a skull and crossbones. I think it looks like it's got balloons or hair at the side of his face. Can you see how the artist has created emotion by positioning Companion? In one particular picture, he actually dissects half of him, and I think that it shows that he hasn't got colour on the outside, but on the inside he's full of colour and personality and excitement that just doesn't get out. He also paints crosses on their hands so that they can cover their eyes and still have crosses. As you enter the museum, you're going to see a giant Companion, and he's carrying something called his BFF, and this is his best friend forever. You'll see this repeated a few times through the gallery space. It's a giant piece of work. Now, Kaws enjoys making giant pieces of work, whether they're floating balloons or whether they're giant wooden sculptures in a park or in a museum, or whether they're just massive sculptures of Companion outside the train station maybe. He changes cartoon characters and gives them little crosses for their eyes. This was the Kaws Simpsons, and this was the poster that sold for $14.8 million US. So there's a lot of money to be made from making toys and revamping cartoons. Let's go to the museum. So in order to go to the museum visit today, we're going to go onto the homeschool learning page. So we're going to go to the visual arts page and we're going to go all the way down to lesson 9. On lesson 9, you're going to find that you can join the virtual tour here, or you can join the virtual tours here. Now, I can't take you straight to the Kaws Companionship in the Age of Loneliness. You must click on this virtual tour to take you into the NGV page where they've got the virtual tours. You need to go down. Now, there's a few virtual tours, so you can go on some different virtual tours if you want to. I thought the most exciting one was going to be this one, Kaws Companionship in the Age of Loneliness. So you click on this and you click on play to explore the 3D space. You only have a few rooms to go to, so here's a map showing you where you can go. And we're going to start at the bottom of the big sculpture statue here of Kaws Companion. There he is. Now you just click your arrow on the floor and you're going to go in here. So, oh, I'm not very good at this, am I? So you see this door here? We're going to go in here, click on the floor, and you can have a look around. So you'll see the little dots on the floor that you can click to. You'll see this is the poster section. So this is all the adverts that he had a hand in changing and adding different things to. If you click on your mouse and drag around, then that will help too. So there's some black and white pictures. You can have a look at some actual painting artwork. A lot of this is done as graffiti art. So you can see the Snoopy one. And then we can go into this first room. So this first room is very colourful and it's all about all the different characters and cartoons that Kaws has changed. So you'll be able to see all their little crossed out eyes. You can walk all the way around this room. There's lots of Simpsons ones. And there's a really famous one down here with the Kempsons because they've been caused. And that's, you can actually read the artist statements on the wall. So you'll just keep going around, go into another room. It's kind of hard. You will need a grown-up if you're very small because this is actually really difficult to maneuver around. So you'll go into this black and white room. This will have Snoopy and things like that, so you can have a really good look. And then excitingly, we get to go through here and in here. And this is the room where you're going to see all the big sculptures. So this is really exciting. You can go up to the big sculptures. You can have a look at them. You can click on all of the nice instructions. So I'll leave you to explore. So you just keep clicking the arrow. And then we come out here. And then you can see all of the figures, all the toys. We talked about him making toys. If you go any further, you'll go into the gift shop, which is fine. It's just not very exciting. So there's lots of toys and pictures. So that's the tour. And you'll see the little arrows on the floor. You'll see the little dot on the floor. And you'll be able to get a grown-up to help you. So if you want to go up to a part of the exhibition, you get close and then you drag yourself around. You can have a look at the skateboards. And you can go back around this as many times as you like. Okay. Remember, this isn't scary because it's just made up. It's just art. It's not real life. So it's just fun and exciting. So you can go around this museum and you can have fun. And I hope that you enjoy it with your family and then you make your own museum. All right. Have fun. I'll see you next time. Bye. So to make your mini gallery, you're going to need to make a mini picture. So I'm going to take a piece of A4 paper. You fold it in half, so it's A5 size, fold it in half again, so it's A6 size. If you want to make a gallery where you've got little Lego figures coming, you might want to fold it in half again and make it that size. Younger students are going to find that bit quite hard to draw on, so you can just leave it this size and then cut it out. So that's what I've done. If I was going to have minifigures come, I would definitely be folding it in half and making it titchy tiny. But the toys that are coming to my art gallery are this big. So I don't want the piece of paper to be massively bigger than my toys. I'd like it to be fairly large. So if you find that this is just a bit too much, you can always take a bit off. So you can do a line at the top. And then you can just cut that bit off. Now, you're allowed to do any piece of artwork that you want. So if you want to do a sculpture, you can do a sculpture. So you can do something made out of plasticine if you wanted to. You can do a circular picture. To create unity, I'm going to make 3 pictures that are all the same size. So I'm going to create 3 rectangles, all the same size. There we go. Now to do a border, I could just draw around the edge, but I want to actually make a frame so it looks like it's framed. So I'm going to take my piece of paper. If you haven't got a ruler, just find something straight around the house. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to draw lines around the edge. I'm going to go quite light to begin with. Lines, lines, lines. Okay, then I'm going to take the corner of those lines to the corner of the piece of paper so it looks like a picture frame. So it has to go right to the corner of the page with a tiny picture. Now you can have your picture landscape or portrait, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. So have a think about, what do you want to draw? Would you like to draw something from the lessons that we've just been doing? So if I have a quick look in my scrapbook, I can see all the lessons that we've been doing in remote learning. So I'll just go to this term. There we go, there's one. So we could do a lesson from last week, the one with lines for the owl. Did you enjoy drawing a chameleon? Can't really do the leaf one, or we could do the spoon line one. I could do a really mini collage of a bathtub. I could do different ice creams and icy poles. I could do monsters that we printed with the foil. I could do a Picasso portrait. So I could do a really tiny one, because that's really easy to colour in, it's really quick. I could do a pet collage. So if you're really stuck for ideas, all of these, you can go back to all the lessons. I could do my name, but titchy tiny. I could do my name in another language. So let's have a think. What do we want to do? Do we want to draw something from the Cause exhibition? So whatever you decide that you want to do, we're going to try and make 3 pieces of artwork. I've chosen to colour all of my pieces of artwork in with pencil, and that way there's some unity. So I opened up a picture on the computer of the Cause exhibition, and I did 3. I did 2 portraits, 1 landscape, and I coloured all of the frames in black, and I coloured the background in kind of a pinky colour so that there was unity. Then I made another little mini exhibition of all of my favourite lessons. So here's that lined out, here's the Picasso portrait in full, here's a monster. So this one's a bit smaller, so I prefer to hang that one in the middle. Now when you come to hang it, remember that you're going to choose your space. If you haven't got any glue tack to pop on the back to tack it up, you can use some sticky tape. Don't use the sticky tape directly onto the wall though until you ask. I don't want anyone to see the sticky tape. I'm going to take the sticky tape and fold it back on itself. So it's in a kind of a circle. And I'm going to stick it on the back here. And then that will actually stick onto something. So I can then start to think about where I'm going to make my mini gallery, my tiny portraits. So I'm going to go and hang my tiny portraits. I'm going to have my little penguin family come visit the gallery, and I'm going to take some pictures, and then I'll show them to you in a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to make a little bit more of the sticky tape backs, and I'm going to go and hang them, and I hope you have fun. These were quite hard to draw, but this one was really easy. So it's up to you if you want to do Cause, or you want to do some pictures that we've been doing, or you might have your own idea, you might be passionate about something, and you might want to create a picture that you're interested in. So whatever book you're reading, or whatever film you're watching, you can choose. So creating unity can just be the same shape of picture, the same frame, the same backgrounds, or the same media. So I've used pencil. Remember, if you're in prep to 2, you will probably want to get a grown-up to help you, because this is quite a lot to do. If you're in the upper years, then I would think that you probably would challenge yourself to do something quite cool and creative. Like this one has lots of detail. I like this picture. I feel like this picture is showing you that even though he's just one colour on the outside, on the inside is lots of colours, and he's made up of lots of things, and it kind of talks to you about his personality, and I like that. I love BFF because he's my best friend, and I like this one, hiding his eyes. So have a think about what you want to do. You don't have to do it this way, you can do it your own way. Remember, you can make any art that you want to make. So I'm going to go and set my exhibition up, and I'm going to get my toys to come and visit it. So I'll show you some pictures at a couple of different angles and see what you think. Alright, bye. Now take pictures of your artwork at different angles. Remember to get down to eye level so that you can really see the pictures and your toys looking at the artwork. You can take your pictures from different angles and make them kind of a bit artistic. Sometimes you might be able to get a grown-up to help you go in and maybe crop the pictures or change the pictures up a little bit. Sometimes you might not get all your artwork in one picture, you might have to do 2. So don't forget that once you've taken a photograph, you should send it to me on my email address, and then we can make a massive video of all of the different artworks that you've created in your mini gallery with your family. Good luck with it, and I hope that I can see your pictures really soon. Hope that you enjoy this project. See you next time.